Credit goes to Baylor, Coach Drew and their team. They really competed out there. I know, they don't have as many bodies as they might like and have 3 guys play 40 minutes. So from the last time we played them to this time, they're continuing to get better, and we have tremendous respect for them. So fortunate for us today. I felt like, the storyline was defensively in the second half. We finally started to generate some turnovers and have some energy, and that opened up things offensively for us. That intensity helped us to build a 15-point lead. And so I know that with 3 minutes to go, you'd love to finish the game better than what we did. But ultimately, we came in here with a very specific plan, and that was, in that second half, our defensive intensity, win the rebounding battle. We did those things. So our guys should feel great as well about what they did, rather than try to focus on the last couple minutes. It should be the second half should be the narrative, and how well they played defensively and what they did on the glass, and specifically Taman Lipsy, the amount of incredible hustle and tangible plays he made to make sure we won the game.
Results me on this, but with Taman, did the MMA training. Do you feel like sometimes he looks at the floor and feels like that's his opponent or his training ground?
Man, I'll just say this: Taman he lays it on the line. And we saw there was 2 of them out there on some possessions, and the plays that he's making, and the steals that he's getting, and the rebounds he's chasing down, and I just think there's a physicality to how he does everything and laying it on the line. He's done that for 4 years for the program. Certainly in 33 minutes today, his 33 minutes might be like somebody else's 50-some minutes because of how hard he plays. So everything hopefully that we do goes into helping build the guys in our program to be a better program, or a better team, and better for them. So hopefully on some level the training that we did that way was beneficial to him today.
And not shooting great from 3, how were you impressed by the toughness of your team, particularly that stretch in the second half where you held them scoreless for 5 and really got them, I think, as Coach Drew said, sped up and obviously.
Yeah, I think that was the stretch that, certainly determined the game and gave us the lead. And I felt like we ramped up our defensive pressure, certainly. That allowed us to score in transition and open the court up more. Look, they do a great job defensively. They're very physical. They pressure the ball. And their switchability, like when teams are switching like that, you got to either be able to try to, attack them in the paint through your bigs when you have a guard on them. You've got to, try to work to have guards attacking closeouts against the bigs on the perimeter. You got to be on the offensive glass, but they've got great size and length and athleticism, and they really competed out there. So they made it hard on us, but I do think that stretch defensively was what allowed us to really separate.
Coach, how do you focus on coaching your players on adapting to what maybe isn't a foul in the first half, but a foul in the second half?
Yeah, I don't spend a whole lot of time worrying about that. We try to talk to our guys about the toughness and the physicality, and just making sure that we're doing what we can, and we don't spend a whole lot of time adapting to what the officials may or may not be calling. We're fortunate in our league that we have the best officials in the country, and our guys know that. So we respect their calls, and we have to control the things that we can control, and continue to play through those things.
TJ, what does it say about Milan's offensive savviness that he's still able to have a 21-point night on a day where he's not falling, but he's getting to the foul line and doing other things?
Yeah, it's great to be Milan and make 2 threes and go 2 for 6 and look at it like he was 0 for 7, right? That's the standard that he set. So I love how he continues to attack the rim, attack the closeout. I love the drive in the second half with his left hand, the layup and finish. Some of his cuts that he's making off the ball, getting to the free throw line continuously. Finding ways to the line with a shot fake and create space. So again, I know he's created such a high standard in terms of what we expect from him. But I thought he had a great floor game. I thought overall, I was really pleased with how Milan played today.
And how pleased were you with the rebounding margin today, and that Blake Buchanan put back dunk in the second half during that run?
Yeah, Blake's play on the glass was a huge energy and effort play that we needed. We know that they're an elite offensive rebounding team, and they won the rebounding battle when we were down in Waco. They had 21 offensive rebounds, so even though it seemed like they scored every time they got an offensive rebound today, to hold them to 8, based on the effort and energy they go to the glass with, is a win for us. That was something that was really important, And we feel like if we win the rebounding battle in today's game, we're going to be successful, and that proved to be true.
TJ, it seemed like you guys got a little bit of a pop from the lineup with Taman, the two freshman guards, Milan and Blake. I don't know that you used that lineup much or at all, but what did you see, and have you used that recently?
Yeah, no, we hadn't used it, and I don't think it was anything specific in terms of what we were trying to accomplish. It just so happened that Jeff, had been out there so much, and just it was a game that was very taxing, and we needed to find him a couple minutes of rest there, and then even like the same with Heisey, because he had been given so much. So I thought those guys did a great job. I thought there was great energy. I thought, that we got the crowd into the game at that point. And we got tremendous confidence in both those freshman guards. I mean, they were both out there in crunch time. Killian has been all year, but Bateman played, impactful, meaningful minutes down the stretch. So certainly something that we continue to look into.
When you guys talk about getting better, is that, I guess, evidence where there's a combination that you haven't really used before to try out and get some production out of it?
Yeah, no question. I think obviously we're playing 8 guys, and there's a lot of combinations that can present itself. We picked opportunities today to play smaller at times without either the 5 men out there and have Jeff out there. I thought that was good for us to open up the offense in the first half. And then, as you mentioned, there's certainly going to be other lineups that show up, but we got a lot of confidence in Bateman, and he'll continue to get more opportunities as we move forward. And it was great to see that lineup really work well, and I think Bateman was a huge part of it.
TJ, here in the back. 1 month apart, 2 really tough battles against Baylor, physical throughout the entire game. How do battles like these prepare you guys for what's to come, especially with it being a tough stretch coming up later this month?
Yeah, no, I think you've got to find a way to win, and by any means necessary. I know that, everybody looks at point spreads and Ken Palm and all these numbers and thinks that's what the outcome should be. I've coached in this league long enough to know that all that stuff doesn't matter, especially in the back half of Big 12 play. Like, you get to this part, everybody's beat up, everybody's hurt, guys have adversity, there's challenges all around, and so you just have to find a way. And I think that Baylor team is extremely competitive. They're a team that is going to be dangerous down the stretch for people to play. And I thought that, to have 2 hard-fought games, we found a way to win. Coach Drew's done an amazing job with the program over time. I don't know how many times we beat Baylor, twice in the regular season during the year, but I've been here a lot, and I don't know if it's happened. So we are, we're fortunate to come out with a win, and I think it builds character and resolve. And again, there's things certainly late we could do better to learn from as well.
When you guys were down in Waco, Taman seemed to really spark you guys to a win. You talked about his effort and hustle plays today. And earlier this week, you talked about his leadership. I was wondering if you could just take me into what his leadership could look like in a huddle, in the locker room at halftime, when you guys are in kind of a tense battle, which you haven't been in since the back-to-back losses.
Yeah, it's certainly, Taman's voice has so much credibility because of everybody knows he's going to lead by example, right? He's going to have tremendous effort. He's going to have elite energy. His care factor for his team to win couldn't be higher. So I think the more that he looks someone in the eyes in those situations and just says, hey, we're getting a stop, or we're going to get a score, we're going to execute, let's play for one another. It doesn't have to be, a lot, but what he says really carries weight and gives confidence to the group. And I think that's something that he continues to do more and more, whether it's the huddles, whether it's the locker room, because I think at times when you're bringing your team together, yes, leading by example, yes, given all the effort he does, but I think that interaction can really connect people, and Taman is connecting us in those huddles on the court, in the locker room, and every opportunity he gets, he's taking advantage.
How much confidence do you have in him to say, I guess, what you would say or what one of your staff members would say when he gathers a team in a huddle on the court when there's a stoppage?
Yeah, he knows exactly what needs to be said, maybe sometimes more than I do. So I think we have, as much trust in Taman as you could ever have in a young man in that position. He's led us for 4 years. He finds ways to outcompete and, win extremely important games and put your team in great spots. So just like I trust him with everything, I know in those moments when he's vocal, it gives me a sense of confidence because I know that he's saying things that are impacting winning in a positive way.
TJ, when you watch Taman, do you see a player that is playing like he knows he's only got a handful of games games left in this building.
You can say that, but man, that's how the guy's played for 4 years. Like, he's laid it on the line for 4 years. And so, yeah, I'm sure, you know, there's not a whole lot of tomorrows in front of you, and there's a lot more yesterdays. There's different things that start to happen mentally, and I know how much pride he has specifically in this building in front of a community and a university and a town in central Iowa that supported him and been behind him. And so, but I'd say, like, I don't know that I can ever say that Taman has cranked it up, because he's had it cranked up. He's had it cranked up for 4 years, and so grateful to him how he continues to lead this program, and the way that he does everything is so impressive.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.